The Line 1 belt from FirstSpear. Just want to throw up a quick belt video. Those of you who are looking for something different than the typical web tactical type belt, occasionally you don't want to look all tactical. Occasionally you want something a little bit more under the radar, or maybe you just want a kind of more unique look. I don't always like looking all the same all the time. I like having some options, some variation. And I came across these belts from FirstSpear. I saw them on someone and I said, oh, that's interesting. And I picked a couple up. I got a couple, my dad got a couple. And I thought I'd throw up a little video for those of you that weren't familiar with them. FirstSpear has been around since 2010, and they make apparently some higher end tactical gear. These belts come in two colors, black and coyote. Price on them $53.54. The material on them is Biothane. Biothane is a urethane covered nylon, and you can see if you look at it up close, it has a leather type pattern on it, but it definitely has a rubbery type look to it. There's kind of no mistaking that, especially the coyote. You know, the black, I think you can get away with a lot more. People not noticing that this is a, not a regular leather belt. If you don't need to be dressy though, I think this will work fine for you depending on where you're going. But the black I think is going to be a lot more versatile versus this coyote, which definitely looks, again, sort of more in the tactical direction. The buckles on these, steel buckle. Nothing fancy there. They come in 4 sizes, and I'll put the sizes up on the screen for you. Small, medium, large, extra large. And the way the sizes work is the size is measured from one end here to the holes over here. So this is a small, and a small is a 30 to 34. So that means from here to the tightest hole is 30 inches, out to the far out hole is 34 inches. Now, for my days working at the haberdashery, word of the day for you, haberdashery, we always used to tell people that buy a belt a size larger than your waist size. I'm a 32-inch waist. That's 32 inches with no clothes on. You put pants on, and that generally adds about 2 inches. So if you have a 32 waist, the rule of thumb was buy a 34-inch belt. The only problem with these is that they come in these sizes, 30 to 34, 34 to 38, 38 to 42, and 42 to 46. So for me, I'm a 32-inch waist, which is the middle hole, which when I put it on, the 34 is going to be that far out hole. And just to show you, the material on this, while I'm doing this, some people have complained that when you put it on, it's rubbery and you have trouble getting through belt loops. I've not experienced that. It really seems to fit through just fine. The other stuff with this material, some nice things, is it doesn't have any memory. It's certainly going to be impervious to weather since it's kind of rubbery, and it doesn't stretch. It's great for holding a weapon, a holster. It's reinforced like that, so that's not going to be a problem. So for me, here's the small 32-inch waist. It's right in that end hole. And this is just an anal thing for me. I don't like having the belt in the smallest hole because I feel like I bought my belt when I was thin and then I gained a bunch of weight and now I got to wear my old belt. So there's that. Looks nice. It's a nice look to it. On the other hand, we'll call it is a little bit rubbery when you try and pull it off if you do it that way. The 34, on the other hand, or the medium rather, which is the 34 to 38, is going to be the perfect size in the last hole for me. And there's that. I would much prefer this, having more tail here than no tail. But again, I would prefer it to be in the middle hole just for, normal looks of the belt. So I wish these belts came in typical sizes, 30, 32, 34, 36, and so on. That way you could buy the belt that fit you correctly. The other thing I noticed with this, and this is just, after being used to wearing those typical sort of tactical type belts that are infinitely adjustable, if you're a little bit between waist sizes, you're going to be a little bit between. Generally not a huge deal, but one thing that you get kind of spoiled with those, the tactical type belts. But otherwise, it's a nice belt. My only complaint is that it doesn't come in inch waist sizes. Otherwise, not a bad option. If you are looking for something a little bit different, a little bit more unique than your typical leather, typical web, tactical type belts, check out the Line 1 belt from FirstSpear.